Um, well, hello, and welcome to the very first Yoga with Amy video. Um, we have been in all sorts of weather patterns today. I woke up and it was really sunny. Yay, okay, I'm gonna start filming. And then it got gray, and then the sun came out again, and so I came out, and as I did, it started to rain. And now the sun is starting to shine again. And I see that as symbolic of all the changing weather patterns that we are navigating right now in this new reality. The outer landscape, I'm sure for all of us in various ways, has shifted and feels like it continues to shift. And no doubt, if any of you are dancing like I am, there is also some internal weather patterns that are going on, and sometimes like this. Hence why I'm wearing my raw bones shirt, feeling a little raw during this time, weird times. I think I'm going to call this Weird Times Yoga, the Weird Times Yoga ongoing series. So I invite you in these strange, weird times to come to dance in the weather patterns however you are. Oof, there's a wind. I'm going to put on my... This is my first online yoga video. I'm a bit excited. How am I doing? Okay? So come as you are. Come dressed as you are. Onesies, pajamas, shorts, wearing nothing. I can't see you. You are welcome to come as you are. Outer landscape, inside, outside. We will dance in various landscapes. Sometimes I'll be teaching outside, sometimes I'll be inside showing you how you can use things like chairs or walls or household items for props. And I also invite you to come with whatever inner weather pattern you're dancing with too. One thing I often say when I'm teaching is get comfortable in the uncomfortable. So be willing to come with some discomfort, dance with some discomfort, physical and internal. And I'm right there with you too. These are interesting times, and so we will be meeting all of that. Just logistics wise, I will teach a class or offer a class that will be about 20 to 30 minutes max, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll post them on, for now, Instagram and Facebook, maybe YouTube. I'm learning. And if it inspires you to want to go and do a longer practice, I can give some suggestions of some great apps or some online offerings that are out there right now. We will, when I say we, it's because I do have a daughter, and sometimes she and I will be offering a class together showing how you can do some partner yoga or practice with other family members. Sometimes I'll include pets. I have a dog. Sometimes we will focus more on the physical practice, and other times it might be a little bit more of dropping into breath and meditation. Sometimes I will explore some yoga philosophy, the yamas, niyamas. Don't even worry about what that means, but certain themes like non-violence or non-hoarding. I do like to talk a little bit at the beginning of class. It won't usually be this long. Thank you for this introduction time. And ultimately really an opportunity to drop into the body, feel the sensations, say yes to all the sensations, even the uncomfortable ones. Whew. And easier said than done, right? So we'll practice the doing part. I'll talk a little bit about it and then we'll drop into the doing of it. I would like to make this really accessible, so today's practice I will simply be showing you some basic poses, and I have a little surprise too, and then we will weave them together into a really simple flow that you can play with. And I would like to meet a number of you, so as much as we will often be tapping into that beginner's mind, I will be giving some challenges as well, so I hope that this meets all of you in various ways, no matter what stage of the practice you're in, but we're all in it together. Okay, I think that's all. Again, I have a little surprise for you, so let's go and work on a few of those poses today. Super simple, just some introduction into some breath, some poses, linking them together, and we'll sign out with a great start to this yoga series. Thank you. What's that? So here's the surprise. That's right, we're going to do some yoga with lambs. They're curious about me now, but apparently they get a little shy when I stand up, so we'll see how that goes. I've already got hay on my hat, and first yoga pose is going to be tree pose, trying to find balance. Can you see them down here? We're being watched. They're a little bit shy. I am too. We're going to practice being balanced in this landscape where there are some distractions, noise distractions mainly. Okay, so finding our root. In tree pose, you can keep your foot down low. You can't really see here. I'll move over a little bit. The toe can be right down on the ground and the heel into the ankle, just to kind of find that balance. Next stage is right in the inner calf, and that's where I'm going to stay. I've got my boots on. Or in the inner thigh. Skip the knee. You don't want to press against the knee. I wish you could see this. They're all watching me. Maybe they'll come on through when they get a little braver. Okay, so you bring your hands to your heart to start. Press the palms together and lift your heart to meet your hands. And then you're pushing your foot into your leg back into your foot. These guys are totally going to come and join us in a moment. And then draw your knee out a little wider. So there's your roots. And as you're rooting down, you can start to lift up. So in yoga, we're dancing with strength. There's the strength. Some flexibility, lengthening through the sides of the body, opening up the hip. And then expression. So what's the expression right here? It might be simply lifting the chin a little bit, opening the throat a little. It might be feeling the branches wave a little bit in the wind. That's fine. Or you might even just want to keep your hands in your heart. Totally. Okay, and whatever we do on one side, we do on the other. So other knee out to the side, foot to the inside of the ankle, inside of the calf, the inside of the thigh. Again, don't forget, skip the knee. Press foot into leg, leg back into foot. Open up the hips, open up the heart. Lift the heart, press the palms together. And even though we spend a lot of time with the front body, or aware of the front body, be aware of the back body too. So breathe into the back of the heart. Press the palms together to open up the back of the heart. And then take that expression, whatever it is. Maybe open the heart. Maybe make a noise of some kind. Yeah, exactly. Good. And then we'll bring that one to a close. There's our first pose, tree pose. Awesome. Okay. So once we've planted our roots and gotten a bit stronger with our foundation, we can start to play with that foundation a little bit, deepen into the foundation, and then deepen into some of the expression too. So now we're going to do warrior two. I'm going to take my front foot and point it forward, and then my back foot is at a 90-degree angle, and I say that that front heel is in line with the instep of the back heel. Awesome. He says I'm doing well so far. And then you extend your arms forward and back, and we bend to the front knee. And sometimes that front knee likes to go whoop, a little bit too far past the ankle. You just want it right over top of the ankle, and you can kind of play with that a little bit. Maybe widen your stance if you need to. And then just making sure that both feet, you're pressing into the outer edge of the feet rather than rolling into the instep. So you can really open up into the hips and get strong in your foundation. So the arms, front arm acknowledges the future, back arm acknowledges the past, but we're strong and steady right in the present moment. We have someone passing by to say a hello.
Hello.
That was Mike. Mike is going to do yoga one day. He just says not today. What's your line, Mike? That if
Farmers don't need yoga.
farmers
Yoga's for
don't-
people who don't have farms.
yoga's for people that don't have farms. Because they're around this life force all the time. Life is yoga, which it is. Okay, so flip your front palm, and we'll take an exalted warrior, where we're lengthening through the front of the body, and this is setting us up for the next pose. So warrior 2, exalted warrior, looking up perhaps past the fingertips. And part of the expression could be simply where your gaze is. So this is an expression, but even where you are looking is part of the expression. You're looking more at your hands, you're looking past your hands, deepen into that foundation. And then we'll take that arm forward and start to straighten the front leg. We're going to come into triangle pose, Trikonasana, triangle pose. You take this hand down to the shin, and a little micro bend in the knee is fine, totally fine, protect the knee, and reach the other arm up to the sky. Perfect. And then we come back into warrior 2, and we step the feet together. Good. And then we'll just take the other side. So warrior 2. Warrior 2, again, bend into that front knee. There we go. Future, past, but here we are right here. Dancing in our new reality. I'll speak more about that tomorrow, some thoughts on that. Good. And you'll hear me say dancing a lot. I really feel that we dance through all of these movements, just like we dance through life. And enjoy all the expressions that come with it. So let's flip the front palm. Inhale and exhale to dive back. See you later, Mike. We'll be getting him to do yoga before you know it. And then straighten the front leg. Reach forward, Take your triangle pose, Trikonasana. And then back into your warrior 2. And there we go. Pose number 2 and 3, warrior 2, exalted warrior, and Trikonasana. I guess 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, how did I do with that one? Okay, thumbs up. All right, here we go. Okay, so I ventured out into the landscape a little bit. You can see these guys up here are climbing up the rocks, and I think I'm going to play with that. Oh look, there's some nettle. Speaking of landscape, may that inspire us to have our nettle tea, nettle soups right now. But my encouragement would be to let the landscape inspire you. And so I'm going to try one of the balancing poses on a rock myself. So this is warrior 3. We did warrior 2, we did exalted warrior, and then we did Trikonasana. Actually, I'll do one pose before warrior 3, just so we can add one more to our repertoire, and kind of fun to play with this landscape. Awkward pose is also known, aka, get my balance here first, also known as powerful pose. I love that it's got the 2 seemingly opposing names. It's almost like when we are meeting those awkward moments in our lives, if we're willing to lean into them, they can actually be our most powerful moments of growth and expression. Let's get awkward. So awkward because you get the booty back. Sit low, knees are bent, knees try and draw them behind the toes, so you can see your toes. Sit the booty back, and then we're lengthening through the sides of the body and up through the fingertips. You can take that expression as you like. This is also known as thunderbolt pose. So some people like to take the palms together like a super strong thunderbolt. Hips are back, heart is lifted, lifting up and out of the waist. Take that expression, maybe lifting the chin a little bit here. Thighs of steel, hold it a little longer, breathe deep right into the belly, and meet that awkwardness with lots of strength, power, and breath. Okay, so Utkatasana, powerful pose, thunderbolt, awkward, yeah, just like that, and then lift the heart. Good. Okay, and then we'll do warrior three. Now we'll do warrior three, and I'm going to try and balance on one because you are balancing on one leg, so just getting to know the foundation. So I'm giving myself this challenge. Our foundation up until now has been on the ground, and now I'm giving myself that extra challenge of the rock. Awesome. And though, be compassionate with yourself. If the balance is more challenging when you're playing with your foundation, or your foundation is more shaky or new, then be okay with the expression being a little bit shaky too. Good. So super strong in the one leg. We're going to extend the other leg back, just start at a 45-degree angle and reach the arms up. And then we're moving towards parallel. You can call this one Superman pose, Superwoman, Wonder Woman. Moving towards parallel, extending through the top of the head, extending through the toes, reaching the arms forward and breathing. Good. Okay, I think that's a sign I'm supposed to do it on the other side on the ground. So I'll show it to you here. And actually, speaking of using the landscape, using what's around you, there's a fence here. So as we're playing with balancing poses, you might want to hold on to something, especially if you are learning the pose or needing a little bit of support because of knee stuff or whatever. I think they're getting curious. Okay, so same thing here, 45-degree angle, reaching the arms forward, and then moving towards parallel, reaching through the top of the head, biceps towards the ears, shoulders away from the ears though, find space. Always space within the engagement. Good. Great. And I guess maybe just one thing I want to say as well is that the practice is that we're putting or giving ourselves these challenging shapes, putting ourselves in these challenging shapes, and then breathing. And I really encourage focus on the exhale. The inhale will kind of come in naturally, but it's letting the brain know all is well. It's like in a challenge, if we're smiling and breathing, oh, okay, the body can relax into that, or we can keep working with that challenge rather than starting to panic about it or retracting inwards. I realized I'm not sure I've even introduced. I'm at Ruckle Farm. That was Mike Lane earlier. Mike and Marjorie Lane run Ruckle Farm. Our friends of mine have invited me to show some of these yoga poses with the lambs and in this beautiful landscape. So I will be sharing various classes and various landscapes, and as much as it is entertaining and fun, I do feel like I want to point out as well that I don't want this to be a distraction. I really hope it is an opportunity to lean into the connection and the wonderful, wacky journey that comes with dancing with this in all of this. Okay, so speaking of dancing, we're going to do dancer's pose. And I'm giggling because right now I am officially standing in, I'm pretty sure, lamb crap. But dancer's pose is exactly that. It is an invitation to stand above or in even all of the hullabaloo, the mess, the crap sometimes, and rise above or dance with it and recognize it is a dance. So I'll show it to you and then we will play with it a little bit later. So standing with one foot in whatever you're standing on. For this one, I'm not sure I recommend a rock right off the bat. Then you're going to take the other foot. I like to kind of almost imagine that I'm holding a tray. Catch the inside of the foot, bring the knees towards one another, reach the other arm forward, and then just kick it back. And I'll show the other side from the side so you get a little taste. Good. Then you brush off your hands in between. Okay, so the other side. So we're standing, you catch the inside, hold that tray, catch the inside of the foot. And this might be enough. So we're bringing the knees towards alignment to start, reaching up with the other hand. And then it's kind of like a balance, counterbalance. So as you reach forward, you kick back, fire up that standing leg. But as you reach forward and lift through the toes, you lift a little more through the heart. So you're finding that balance. Dancer's pose. That's as far as we'll go today. That's good. There you go. Well, okay. Clearly our yoga worked on them. Hopefully it's working on you a little bit too. So the idea with all of these poses is, as I was saying earlier, dancing with all the weather patterns, exploring the landscape, and finding some equanimity, some ease and peace amidst the hubbub. And the more that we can become intimate with ourselves, then we can become intimate with one another. It's like we planned this. And there's the gift. There's the connection right there. Okay, so those are all the standing poses you will learn today. Let's go and learn a couple of poses down on the ground. We'll gently weave them together in a very short practice, very short flow, linking them together. And then you can play with that over the next couple of days. All right? Well, okay, here we are. I'm a little tired. It's the evening now. I've got my socks on. I got a little bit cold. I'm warming up now. My hat still has a bunch of hay on it. Did that challenge your edge? Having to practice amidst a lot of loud lambs. It pushed my own. So one thing I will encourage is to get comfortable in the uncomfortable. The other thing I will encourage is to challenge your edge. And maybe challenge our own edges so that when sometimes our own edges get challenged when we least expect it, we are more apt to say, bring it on, bring it on. We've got the breath, we've got the practice, and bring it on. Okay, so I said that I would do a couple of floor movements and then weave it into a routine. Let's just do it really simply. And I'm going to do it with my socks on. I've got this candle lit, and you can practice some of those standing poses that we did as well. And we'll just go for it. Okay. If any students are watching, you will know what's about to come. And there's a story in here that I won't have time to share today. But if you want to share it with your parents or whoever's with you, awesome. So let's start in child's pose. This is child's pose. Forehead down, hands can be forward or behind you, except that we are going to come up into tabletop in a moment. So forehead down. Take a breath there. You can touch your forehead to the earth and just ground down. It's said that if we're feeling a lot in this pose, we can just give it to the earth, and she'll take it. She takes a lot. Okay, so child's pose. Come up to all fours. And then right away we'll tuck our toes and press back into downward facing dog. Spread your fingers really nice and wide. We'll workshop that another day, but for now, spread fingers wide, press back into your downward facing dog. And then we'll step. I'm going to start with the left foot forward. And when I say these are poses down on the ground, These are still more active poses. We'll be doing more yin poses in a couple sessions, but this is a low crescent lunge, reaching up, and then coming into Ardha Hanuman. And this is for those students who practiced with me before. The sun is not a mango. All right, we'll do that again. Reach your arms up to the sky. The sun is not a mango, of course. Good. Ardha Hanuman, get a nice stretch through the back of the leg. Bend back into your front knee and press back to a downward facing dog. And then we'll do the other side. So you step your other foot forward, lower the back knee down, reach the arms up to get that expression. You can pulse a little bit into that front knee bend. Coming into Ardha Hanuman, the sun is not a mango. Good. You can always take your foot and give it a little pulse, or a little pull rather, push-pull dance. Reach the arms up. The sun is not a mango. Okay, so now let's press back into a downward facing dog. And I'll try and do a good one where I actually drop my head. I've sort of been keeping my head lifted. You're really pressing into the palms, lifting the hips, letting the head go, give a little shake. And, oh, by the way, if anyone would like to challenge me on the sun not being a mango, I'm open. In this new reality, maybe anything is possible. So let's play with it. Let's get creative. Okay, so we're going to weave all of that together, and I've got a little bit of help. Starting in child's pose, move up to tabletop, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Step 1 foot forward. You don't have to lift it that high. Lift up into crescent lunge, lift your heart, come into Ardha Hanuman. Bend back into your front knee, press back to downward facing dog. Take a breath. Lift your other toes up, step forward, crescent lunge. Bend into the front knee and then rock the hips back. Ardha Hanuman, press back to downward facing dog. Step to the middle of your mat, take your Utkatasana. Welcome anybody that wants to check you out. Go with the flow, lift your heart, and then press into Warrior 2, back into Exalted Warrior, right into Trikonasana. You don't have to go this fast. We're just showing you the flow. And then shift your feet. Warrior 2 moves into Exalted, moves into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Beautiful. Back into Warrior 2, step the feet forward. Reach the arms up to set yourself up for Warrior 3. Right from Warrior 3 into Dancer's pose. Coming out on that side, lifting the arms up to set yourself up on the other side. And moving into Dancer's pose. Again, you don't have to go this fast. We're just showing you the flow. Choose your own adventure of pace. Thank you for joining me on this first session ever. Next class, Wednesday, I will do some breathing, some focus on breathing. But for now, you did awesome. Thanks for sticking with me. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you again. Hands to the heart, deep breath in, deeper breath out. Namaste. The light in me celebrates the light in you. Thank you.